Hey guys, what's up? I'm Greg. I hope you guys are ready to unpack and get into some good conversations today.
And I'm Jess, and this is our podcast, Baggage Claim. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, Baggage Claim? How's everybody doing out there today? Welcome. If you're new here, Baggage Claim is a place where we want to create some community and conversation around marriage, relationships, blended families, all that fun stuff in between. We are excited tonight to be here. Man, we've taken a couple weeks off because of summer. Things are just kind of just chilling, relaxing. I hope you're taking some time off.
Yeah, Summer Jess has literally no idea what day it is ever.
Jess has literally no idea what the day is. Like the other day you asked me, it's like, hey, it's Friday. We're going, oh, okay.
I was trying to talk about when Thomas and Miranda are going out of town, and then I was trying to talk about the 4th of July, and it was a whole thing, and you were like, no, today is whatever it was. I don't even know what day it was.
Can I just say, though, my OCD, and I know I have OCD. I may have OCD, ADHD.
You have
ADHD,
LMNOP.
I have a lot of those.
A lot of them, not just one.
Lots of them.
Mm-hmm.
We post every Tuesday. We didn't post this past Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
It felt weird.
I didn't like it. It was really odd for me.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome back. We're posting. We're trying to get back on schedule. Michael is on this whirlwind travel of Florida and everywhere in the southern United States. So
And Idaho.
yeah,
You know
Idaho. Yeah. So
Got him.
we're just trying to figure it out as we go. Thank you for being with us and just bearing with us. We're going to jump into some fun stuff today. Today's topic is one of those that you don't hear talked about a whole lot.
Yeah.
When it comes to marriage.
Can I say I've never heard this talked about marriage before?
Really?
Never.
Whoa.
It's just really weird because Jess and I were hanging out today. We got some time just to kind of decompress. We're back on this. We're rewatching Game of Thrones. I don't know.
It's been very
Not
stressful.
bad.
Yeah,
it has been very stressful.
It's a great season.
Wait, hang on. You're watching it because life has been stressful, or
No.
watching it has been stressful?
Watching it
is
has been stressful.
And we've already watched it once.
Yeah,
we know
I
what's
know.
going to happen, but it's still stressful.
But it's been a couple years since we've watched it, so now we're nearing the very end of it.
Yeah, we're in season 8. It's
And
very
there's
high.
been a
you're
lot of-
you are at the stressful
Yes.
point.
And there's been a lot of things like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't remember that happening.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah, I think my
Yeah.
mind blocked it out. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, we had gotten a break and we're like, my mom's out of town, so I was feeding her dogs, take care of her pool. So I was like, just go with me and let's hang out in the pool for a little bit. And so we were just talking about marriage because my mind works this way. Sometimes when I spend a lot of time in the corporate world and in church organizations and those things, talking about how systems work, how organizations work.
Mhm.
And so my natural reaction is to take those things and put them into a marriage.
Yeah.
And to how it works. And I asked Jess the question. I was like, what do you think? What if we talk about systems in marriage today?
Mhm.
Like, what if we just
Mhm.
talk about how systems and what they are and how they work? And she was like, what?
People don't have systems.
Yeah, she goes, people don't have systems. Oh, they have tons of systems.
Like, no, we don't.
Like, everybody has systems that they go by.
Yeah.
And
In
then
everyday life and everything.
yeah. So I was like, do you have a budget? If you have a budget, that's a system you go by that manages your money. Who's feeding the kids in the morning? Who makes coffee? Who drops the kids off? Who picks the kids up? Who does this? Like, you create these systems within your marriage.
And I said, okay, fine. People have systems. We just don't call it that.
We don't call it that.
We
You're right.
don't.
So it's like, so we don't create them. We have all these systems in our marriages, but why don't we create systems that help us have healthier marriages instead of just maintaining marriages?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we're going to jump into tonight. We're kind of going to get into that idea of how to create the systems to maintain really good, healthy marriages. And so, but before we get into that too far, so bear with us. We're going to get there. Well, this is always a good time. What time is it? What time is it?
Question time.
I know there's people probably around the world going, please,
Sorry.
God, what are you
It's
doing?
so beautiful.
Yeah, why are you singing that? All right, so Miranda's going to do our question time. Get it for us, Miranda.
You ready?
Yes.
If I got lost in the grocery store, what aisle would I be in? Be on. In?
And
Beyond
Hang on,
it.
are we asking this specifically about you, or is this each of us
Each.
individually?
other.
So we would, like, if I'm answering, like, where would I find Michael? Where would I find
I
Miranda?
feel
Where
like
would I
you
find
would be
you?
a good. You answer for Michael, yes, and then we will answer for each other, and then either one of us can answer for Miranda.
Well,
How's
who
that
does
work?
Michael answer for?
Who is Michael answering?
It's a great
for?
question. Thanks for including me on that.
I did include you. You can weigh in on all of the other ones.
You can pick in on anybody you want.
I can.
Okay, I'll go first. If I was lost in the grocery store, what aisle would you find me on?
Can I ask a deeper question? Sorry, I'm into questions. Is this a Kroger?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a big
Publix,
difference if it's Kroger or
Sprouts,
Walmart.
Trader Joe's, Walmart,
Kroger.
Kroger.
If I was lost
Okay.
in Kroger, if we lost each other, where
Can
would
I
you?
answer? Especially if it's a super Kroger, whatever they call it right
Yes.
Yep.
here. You would probably be in the clothing section.
Actually, no. I've never shopped in the Kroger Marketplace clothing area.
Interesting. I was way
Interesting.
off then.
I would say Jess, she gets hung up here a lot. I don't know that I would go to this. I would, because in this Kroger, there's the produce
Mhm.
and the deli are all kind of wrapped into one.
Yeah,
that's
it's all one.
that's where I would find Jess, because she gets hung
100%.
up there and spends way too much time looking at.
Produce. I want to
I'm
make
just
sure
like,
it's
just
perfect.
Get it
Yeah.
and let's go. Like, can we
Literally,
just go?
the other day I did a pickup because we didn't want to go to the grocery store, so we just started watching Game of Thrones, and we
Watching
paused
Game of
it and we made our Kroger pickup list. And I was like, I'm just going to put bananas on there because it's hard to mess up bananas. But then they did because they were not ripe enough. I was like,
Yeah,
all
you
the
can
other
mess up
produce,
bananas.
bad. I said, all the other produce, I'll just go in and get it because Lucy and I are into nectarines right now, and I needed to make sure they were perfect.
Yes.
They're not going to, yeah, okay, that's where I would be, yes.
Yep. Gotcha. All right. Who's next?
Who's next? Okay, Miranda. Where would Miranda be?
Ooh, where would I be?
If I'm.
If I lose you in a grocery store, I'm going to go to the baking aisle,
That's
Fair.
true. Yes.
ingredients baking area.
Yeah, like
feel like
for,
that's where we can pretty
she
much
is
find
the
you.
baker, like the flour aisle
Scratch
with
from
all
scratch.
The,
Yeah.
Speaking
that's
of,
true.
I think I know. I would look at the meat section for Greg.
Yeah, I like the meat section.
That's where I would go look for you, Michael.
That's
In
exactly
the
where I
meat
would
section.
be.
Yeah.
Greg would be in the meat or
Because-
alcohol.
well, the
the
alcohol is
reality-
really like almost. I can see the meat from the alcohol.
Well, the problem is, see, I'm not a beer drinker. I've never found a beer. I don't hardly ever buy alcohol from Kroger or any grocery store for that matter.
Hmm.
I have to go to a liquor store because I'm like, okay, let me make an old fashioned.
Very
Let
specific.
me,
You would 100% be in the meat section of
yes.
Kroger.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going and I'm shopping, like it'll take me 2 seconds to pick out produce.
I
Yeah.
stood there
But
for
when
the
I'm
other
shopping
day.
for a steak, you better believe I'm getting the right one.
But that's the opposite for me. It's like if we're going to go get chicken, I'm going to go pick up the cheapest pack of chicken I can find. But if you tell me we need bell peppers, onions, and blah 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 blah
Really?
blah blah, I'm going to be there for 25 minutes.
I do
making
stand
sure
there
it's
at the chicken and
perfect.
go through all of them, and I pick them up. and
Yes,
look
it's
at
like,
them.
oh, what's the size of
up
this?
another
I
one.
know.
Yeah,
No, I
I
don't want
look
to
at
spend
it.
13
I
bucks.
do
That's
that.
too much.
Yeah.
But even for me, I'm like, okay, if that.
$17.
Well, for me, I'm like, if it's $12.13 versus $12.98, I don't care what the chicken looks like. I'm going to go for the cheaper one. But y'all care what the chicken actually looks like,
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Chicken, I
golly,
don't care. Steak, pork, I care what it looks
or
like.
The
whatever.
grocery store's expensive now.
It
God.
Bro,
is.
you
Yeah.
ain't kidding.
All of it.
It is.
All of it. All right.
Okay. We ready for number 2?
Yeah, that was a good question.
Oh,
If-
we're doing another one.
Yeah, we have 2 today.
Ooh.
It's another I, but
Yeah,
You.
it goes for.
Yeah.
Group.
if I called you from jail, what would my crime be?
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord. Mine could be a plethora.
Good.
If
good
you
word.
called me
Good word.
from jail,
Oh,
you know,
I'd
it
be
makes me think
scared.
of the movie Three Amigos. Do
I
you
know.
even know what a plethora
Good
is?
to be there once again.
Thanks,
You are got mad
goodness.
at something else.
Yeah.
Taking it out on me.
Do you even know? If you called me from jail in your current era,
Careful. Okay, this is out there for the
It'd be
If
world.
it's your
road
current
rage.
era, I think you would have gotten to a fight. with
Road
someone.
rage.
Fight.
Not, but like, and I say that not to say you're hot headed. I'm saying you had to step up and deal with something because it was an issue.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't get angry.
I don't think I've ever seen you like actually get angry.
No.
Miranda.
Okay, Miranda. probably
Miranda has.
When'd you see me get
You're
angry?
also around him more than I am.
What was that? When was that?
In a vague situation.
Oh, that was at the kitchen
Oh,
table.
yes. Oh, no, it was in the living room.
No, that one too. I was
There-
pounding on
that
the,
one too. Also.
I was pounding on
Yeah.
the table using I was very
But
passionate.
I've seen you in the
I
world.
do remember Miranda said that after. She's like, I've never seen that side of
See,
you.
I must
I
have
was-
been with you in like work settings. So like I've never
But I've
seen
seen
you
him in
actually
like
angry.
the public world. And like the other night with fireworks, there was some folks that were standing up in front of us, and we
Oh,
had
yeah.
our niece and nephew that are 4 and 7,
They couldn't see.
and we couldn't see, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, if that man would just sit down." And but when you were saying, "Sir, would you mind sitting?" It was so quiet. It was like, "Sir, sir, will you just,
Can
sir,
you do that one more time?
sir?" And I feel like in your head, like when Miranda feels like she's yelling, it is so quiet. But I think in your head, that was so loud. Like, I think in the public world, I don't think, I know you would not get into a fist fight, but I think that road rage.
I would. The thing that enrages me, like I kind of lose, and it goes back to my past, is
Yeah.
like if I see a dude lay hands on a woman,
Yeah.
Mm.
like I kind of lose. Like I grew up in
See,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like you feel like you had to step in on something.
This is not a good spot for me. Like I know that's my trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, this is gonna go
And that's
south
fair.
fast.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I don't handle that well, even after all of my things I've worked through in my life. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay. What if I called one of y'all from jail? What would I would be there for?
shoplifting.
Shoplifting?
I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was about to say that is. I don't believe that.
No.
I'm kidding. You probably never stolen anything
No,
in your
I
life.
literally never. I remember one time.
Yes, you were
here's
too sweet to
here's
be in jail.
She
full-
is too sweet.
here's-
You would never go to jail.
Here's full transparency. When I worked at the bank, one time I accidentally put my pen from my desk in my purse to go home, and I was just cleaning up for the day. And I felt so guilty till I got back there the next day, and I could take it out of my
Oh,
purse
No, you did
My
not.
and put it back
Are you
on my
kidding
desk.
me?
No,
Over
I'm
a
not kidding
pen.
you. A
A pen.
pen.
Was it like a fountain pen? Like a
No,
nice
it was
pen?
not a fancy pen. It
You're
was
talking
just
like
a
a 30-cent pen.
probably.
You were such a better person than me.
Wow.
I just felt so bad.
I used to Yahoo beer with Eddie Taylor, and we used to think it was the funniest
Oh my
thing in the
gosh!
world.
But now you got to say what Yahoo beer means.
Okay, you got to understand, it was a long, long time ago.
It was in the 80s, late
Yeah.
80s.
And so we had this thing, Eddie and I would go, it's like, hey, if you grab beer, it was basically stealing. You
No, it's not. Basically, it was.
And so if you grab beer, you would
Okay,
grab beer out of
shoplifting.
the convenience store, and you had to yell Yahoo as you ran past the
Oh my
cashier
Oh my
out the
God.
door. You were like, Yahoo! So we called it Yahoo and beer.
Greg.
We got in trouble a couple times.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
Oh,
not a
man.
great person back then. I had some issues.
So I would
Jess,
not.
Yeah.
If you called me from jail, I
Yeah.
would be wondering what the cop got wrong.
Yeah, there's no way. I would
Like,
be like, this
seriously.
is a mistake.
Let me adjust my halo.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't know.
I don't have a mean bone in my
You
body.
don't. You would feel horrible if you
I
did something mean
would.
to
So-
someone.
If I'm to answer this for Miranda, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm low key a little scared of what your bad side would be
It's very redneck.
because
It is
I
very
have
redneck.
She's
never
from-
seen you get flustered or angry or even like high tempered at anything.
I've seen it a time or two.
But I feel the sass is there somewhere.
Is
You know what
there
I mean?
Somewhere.
Oh yeah, she's from Fingerville, South Carolina. So there's a lot of
So
I'll
I'm
incriminate
not.
myself real quick.
What was
You
that?
want to incriminate your own self?
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
2019, I stole beer in Myrtle Beach from people's front porches.
Off their front porch?
You were looking for coolers? Did you
Yeah.
open people's coolers? Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh.
Y'all were there while I was at the beach too.
Oh,
Thomas and I
wow.
realized through
Oh my gosh. Well, I will
Oh,
just
not
be
like
really
together.
honest.
I would
Okay,
never.
yeah.
I would never pick you stealing.
I would
anything.
never
Me
pick
either.
that
I was
But-
underage.
But my honest answer was going to be for you, Miranda Lee, from your past, just from stories I knew, it was going to be stealing alcohol. That's why you would call me
Really?
from. Yes.
Wow, I didn't have that from Ren at all.
No, I feel
Well,
like
maybe you haven't heard all the stories I've heard.
someone
apparently
in-
I'm not.
someone in the Walmart parking lot started trash talking you, and it just hit a trigger, and like you got in a fight.
All right, so Michael, I'm thinking.
So that's why she got arrested in your imaginary mind?
Yeah, in my imagination, that's why you. Got
So
arrested.
my imaginary mind, Michael got arrested over a Facebook Marketplace scandal.
Yes.
That is so
Yes.
right.
Because that bro
marketplace
is-
deal gone south.
Yes.
It was a scam.
Michael is always on Facebook Marketplace.
He
Like,
is.
he'd be like,
I
He
am.
is.
yeah, finding deals, doing
Always
deals.
something.
Yeah, buying, selling stuff all the time. And I
So,
could totally
yeah,
see you.
he
be
lost
like,
his temper.
yeah, something deal went
Someone tried to
south.
scam me, and I just
Yes.
got pissed off.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
could see
right.
And went to fisticuffs.
In the Walmart parking lot.
I pulled an illegal citizen's arrest, is what I did.
Wow. I wonder.
Let
I
me
just-
toss. I didn't get arrested for anything in this imaginary world.
when we when we say this, it's just I wonder about people with like we have people in Vietnam,
Yeah.
Singapore, all around the world listening to us, going, "What in the?
What are these people talking
These
about?
people are nuts."
Yeah.
And we're talking about marriage, so let's get back to marriage.
Let's do that.
If we're talking about marriage, can we do that?
Marriage is what brings us here today.
Together
Together
So
today.
you want to lead us off into the? I jumped us into the systems thing.
You did.
So
Well, we should start with this.
okay, go ahead.
So this is something that we looked into just as far as talking about systems, talking about when people work on their marriages. And we've talked about this before, even in the past, as far as, so many people treat their marriage like they do their car. You
Right.
know, the engine light can come on and you just keep chugging.
Ugh.
You
Or the
just keep
tire
going.
light, like on
Or
my
the tire
car.
light comes on and you just keep going. But it's not until you're broke down on the side of the road that you actually try to do something to fix it.
Right.
Right. So there is research from the Gottman Institute that says that the average marriage continues through 6 years of distress before they try to seek any kind of help.
Okay.
6 years?
That's insane because the average, like they call it the 7-year itch.
Yeah.
So at 7 years, that's when a lot of divorces happen.
Well, and they also say the honeymoon phase lasts about a year.
Yeah. So it's interesting that,
That actually lines up.
you for a year you do
That's
that, then 6 years,
terrible.
and then the 7-year, it's the okay, we're done. It's moving. It's sad to me. I told Jess, I'm like, because we've been talking about in baggage claim, like we worked out our whole kind of 9-step process of like a framework for couples for blended families to help build great marriages. We're like, why do couples wait till the wheels fall off before they actually try to make their marriage better? Like they just want to fix it. Like you rarely run into a couple who says, "Hey, I want the most out of my marriage that I can get." Like I was just to have this dude. I loved him. It was so much fun. Tim Akins. And I was like, "What are we doing today, bro?" And he goes, "We're going to peg out the fun meter. That's what we're going to do today."
Heck yeah.
And I was like, what if we looked at marriage that way?
Chad
Like,
Hayes used to
we're
say
going to
that, too.
peg out the fun meter. Like, we're going to do the best we can. We want to have the best marriage we can together while we're here. Because we only have a short, I mean, our time here on earth is pretty short.
Yeah.
You found someone that you said, I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. You can have, I'm going to take all my stuff, let's take all our stuff, put it in the center, and we're in this together. And so we do those things, but then we're like, yeah, I'm not going to work on my marriage. I'm going to work on being a better person at my job.
I'm going to make myself happy.
Yeah, so I can have a better job. I can make more money. And then I want to make more money so we can buy more stuff. And so we can do all these things and we keep going on.
Yeah.
And it's so sad to me to go, why not try to figure out how to have the best marriage you can have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me, and it's really sad.
Well, and I
that
think
we wait that
also
long.
another perspective is I think many times in marriage, we'd rather sit in silence in a fake peace, quote unquote, than to step on toes. Because the reality is, to be able to address any issues, like, it's going to cause some burrs, like it's going to cause some friction. So I think many people don't have those conversations because they don't want to bring about the frictions.
What do we have a conversation today?
Today.
Literally today. I was like, I need to talk to you about something.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like every time here lately, when I bring this subject up, you get upset. So I don't know how to bring it up, because when I bring it up, you get mad, you get defensive.
But then I get quiet.
And so I'm like, I need help on how do we discuss this, but here's what I need. And so I was trying to be because for me, I get when people get quiet, because for me, the internal voice was telling me, don't say anything, just let it go, because whatever you say, it's just going to blow up. It's not going to go well.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I'm like, if I chase that idea or that thought down the road, that doesn't end well for anybody. Like, because I'm going to create separation from Jess. I'm going to be frustrated at her. I'm going to be mad at her.
Yeah.
So I've got to figure out a way to address this thing.
And then on my end, I have to own the fact that when you do bring up tough subjects, I either shut down or I go into defense mode.
Yeah.
And so,
Which is natural.
But we're both aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is that whole system thing we talked about.
Yes.
Like, what's the system of how you talk about hard conversations? What's the system about how you navigate these situations and knowing those things?
Mm-hmm.
Because for us, I mean, honestly, if I'm 100% honest, I didn't want to talk about it. It's like, I don't want to deal with this. I wanted it to be solved, but it wasn't going to be solved unless I dealt with it.
Well, even when we were talking about this episode, which connects well to the actual conversation we had today, when we were talking about, you said something about, well, what systems do people operate under? I said, well, we don't. And I'm like, systems, that's a business word. But then when we started to kind of breaking it down, no, we all have systems, whether it's communication style, like what we were just talking about, or other very practical things.
But I think it's like, what's crazy is like, you have a system for your finances called a budget. Like, if you want to be out of debt, you want to know where your money's going, you want to be financially sound, then you get a budget. It's simple.
Miranda is the queen of budgets.
If you don't want to know where your money goes, and you just want to free fall and just constantly be chasing your tail, don't give it a budget. But I tell you this, budgets are not sexy.
No.
They're not fun. They're not, but it's a system to help you know where your money's going, where it's not going, and what you need to do. The same holds true for us in our marriage. Like, you have systems, but it's like, why not put those in place for the emotional things of your marriage?
Because you have
sides of that.
Like practical everyday systems, like who gets the kids ready in the mornings, who picks up
who's
from
dropping
where,
the kids off,
who's
not
taking what,
who's packing lunches, who's not packing lunches, who's doing this, who's not doing this, who's paying bills, who's not paying bills, who's like, there's systems you have laid out for the everyday occurrence of how life
Maybe
works.
you're like me, you didn't know that was an actual system, quote unquote.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're in place.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is we miss the emotional side of that system. Like, we get the practical side, especially dudes. Like, we're practical guys. We're like, there's a problem, we solve it. But when there's an internal issue of an emotion, we don't create systems to deal with those hard situations, deal with those tough times. But even just keeping a check on, hey, are we good? Are things good between us? Are you okay? Do you feel loved? What could I do better to make you feel more accepted?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have systems for those things.
And honestly, whether you want to think of it as the word system or not, I think, and this just popped in my mind, as we've talked through this, I think a better word for it might just be discipline.
Yeah.
We have discipline for our schedule. We have discipline for our finances. We do all these things. But how many times in your life, if you look back, because I'm thinking back now, who ever teaches on emotional discipline?
Nobody. And another word too that I thought about, like you said when we were just talking about, is routine. Like, you get into the routine of who is doing the morning stuff with the kids, or
who's doing the laundry, who's
doing
taking
the
out
laundry,
the trash,
who's doing the
lawn.
yard work. Like, the routines that you establish that just become like, oh, this is just what we do. But you do that emotionally too, though.
Yeah.
If you're
well,
not careful.
we don't do that emotionally.
Sometimes
Well,
we don't do it.
routine you do.
Yes, but as
If
far as like
you're not
discipline,
Careful
Can I
about
tell you
it.
what the
Where
emotion is most of
cataloging
the
it
time?
and-
When everything settles down, you pull out your phone
Mhm.
and you sit on your phone and you just look at
And
stupid
that's
crap and
a
you just scroll
routine.
on your phone. Yep. You're right. It's like Jess said today. She goes, let's go to the gym. And I'm like, oh God, okay.
I don't
yes.
wanna, but okay.
I would
fine.
love to.
But then we had a great time.
Is that
Yeah.
really what you said, Greg?
Yeah, nothing makes
He
me
actually
happier.
did. He was like, "Oh, okay, I would love to go to the gym with you."
And so, but then when we left,
You know,
I
it
was
was
like,
a tone, whatever.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
I felt better. I was like, hey, that's a thank you.
we had a great
I
time.
appreciate you like pushing us
hmm
to go do that together. Like that was good. It was a fun
Mhm.
thing for us. It's one of those disciplines that in the beginning doesn't sound great, but when you do it, it works.
But that applies to a lot of stuff like communication and making sure you're on the same page. Like when you do actually get home in the evening and it's family time, like, do you want your phone in your hand? Do you want to all be in the same room? Do you want to be playing? Like, there's so many
What if I-
moving pieces.
What if I was coaching you as I'm your marriage coach, and I sit down and go, okay, tell me your system for communicating with each other and with your family.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people who could be like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Honestly, I think your most average response would just be, "Well, I just tell them when I tell them."
Yeah. It's like, oh, we have a calendar that we put all our stuff on. So it's like, no, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Like, Thomas suggested we spent the weekend with him for his birthday with some
Mhm.
friends up at a
My baby boy's 25.
at a lake nearby. And he goes, why don't we have a phone box? And I was like, I'm 100%.
Cool.
Throw your phone in there. And there were a couple of times I look over. We were all sitting out on the
All of us were
out
our
on the
phone.
patio, and I just happened to look up, and every single person in the room, sitting in a room. We're on Lake Burton at this really cool cabin. We can get everybody's on their phone,
Yeah.
looking at probably stuff that doesn't really matter,
Yeah.
that we don't really care about, and we're just like, what are we do? What are we doing? Like, what? Stop!
Mhm.
Like, let's just stop. Let's don't do this anymore. But it's just our fallback. That's what we go to, and so we just
Yeah.
naturally fall into that groove because that's the system that we've created, and it's comfortable.
It
and
is
it's
so easy.
and that's what we do.
Yeah.
The reality is, you have a system whether you created it or not.
You know what's crazy to me though, when you think about it? Everybody when they walk down the aisle has the same goal.
Yeah.
Like everybody, when you walk down the aisle and you see the bride for the first time, or you see the groom for the first time, and there's those magical moments. At Thomas and Miranda's, it was a freaking monsoon.
It was.
It
It was
was.
raining
monsoon.
so
was
hard.
sick.
And
It
so
was
you're-
so magical, though. It was
and you're standing there and you exchange vows. Everyone has the same goal,
Mhm.
but not everyone reaches it.
Mhm.
My question is because what was the quote from Atomic Habits?
Oh.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah,
It
by
says-
James Clear.
Yes, James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits. A great book if you haven't read it.
So
Doesn't have anything to do with marriage, but it's a great book.
you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
So we all have the same goal when we walk down
Yeah.
the aisle. The reason some people achieve it and some people don't is because they have a system in place
Mhm.
that helps them reach the goals that they're after.
Yeah.
And so, and I know that's not sexy, and I know that's not fun, and it's not glamorous, and it's not
it
romantic.
does not give me butterflies.
No, it doesn't. But it works. And
It
the
does.
thing
Yeah.
is you can have a system. You can still have the butterflies in there every now and then. You can still have the romance. But if you have a system that works for you and your significant other, then you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
If you
Well-
don't, and you just think you're going to happen upon
Would
it,
you say that, okay, let's pretend like you're lining up for a race, half marathon. You've ran a handful of those. Would you say that the winners and the losers both had the same goal in the beginning?
somewhat, maybe. They're different.
Okay.
Well, I think of it like this, and because I see where you're going, because races can be different. You have personal goals, things like that. But, and I do not remember where this comes from, so I apologize. But the concept is the same. But like you think of boxers, fighters, whatever it is, you know. And I also think like as a dude, right? Like every dude like has that internal pride or that dream of being like, oh yeah, I could take him. Like no, it doesn't matter. Like yeah, I could take him. Whatever. But at the same time, we always think we're going to rise to the occasion. But the reality is we're going to fall to our training.
Yes.
Because and we've talked about this concept before, when heart rate is elevated, when blood pressure gets higher, critical thinking sinks, plummets tremendously.
Yep.
So we always think, oh yeah, well, when the pressure hits, I'm really going to work great under pressure. But the reality is you don't. You're going to fall to what your training is.
Yeah. AKA the stuff you grew up in.
Yes.
The baggage you brought into the relationship, how you dealt with conflict and all the emotional stuff that you did in your past relationship or your past marriage. Those are the same way you're going to deal with it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happens all the time, and it's a cycle. Just that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you this, like when I ran my first half, I knew I couldn't win. Like my very first half was
half marathon, to clarify.
My very first half marathon was in Savannah, because I was like, it's the flattest place I could think of. The most I'd ever run was a 5K. I'd never run anything more than a 5K. I'm like, okay, I know I'm not going to win this, but I want to finish. And I want to finish, and I'm not going to walk. I had some goals. I'm not going to walk. I'm not going to get picked up by they call it the lag bus. So if you're lagging and you're too slow, the bus picks you up and takes you to the end. I was like, I'm not walking. I'm not getting picked up that bus. And so those were my goals. Now, there were guys in the beginning there were 40,000 people in this race. So there were guys in the front that were just like super fast.
Right.
My goal was not to win. My goal was to finish. So we all had those similar goals.
That's what I'm saying. Winners and losers, you do have the same goal, but how you get there looks different.
Yeah.
Like you all, hypothetically speaking, you all wanted to finish the race, but how you got there looks different, which is kind of like, each marriage has different systems to make it successful.
Well, what's crazy though is you ever sit down, like I've done some premarital counseling, you ever sit down with a married couple and be like, what's your goal for getting married? Like, have you ever asked the other person that's you're married to, like, hey, what's your goal in being married? Just like, what are you after?
Yeah.
What are you chasing? It's a pretty interesting question just to ask.
I just love him so much.
It was like, well, what does that mean?
What does that look like?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I love Fruit Loops. Like, and they're awesome when I'm watching cartoons, but what does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean you love him so much?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much more to that. And this is one of those simple questions, but then so many times we just don't. So figuring out, when and how do we develop these systems to help us have the relationship that we're after?
Yeah.
Like that's the
what are you after? What does that look like? And then when do you engage the system to get you there?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this, like if you call me and we're bridging this into, we're starting to do some marriage coaching for baggage claim, which is a fun area for us. I love it. Something I've done a lot of my life in consulting and those coaching and those things. But if I'm sitting down with a couple, I can give you goals. I can give you those things. But for me, I'm just like, no. I want to give you the framework.
Yeah.
Let you find your goals. And I'm just going to give you the big picture and go, these are the framework. You have to build it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just going to give you the framework.
Well, it's going to be different for everyone.
Yes, it is. It has to be.
Like
It's
a system for one
intentional.
person's not the same. I mean, when you look into workout regimens, when you look into dieting, when you look even in sports, like two people of the same sport, same position, their workout is not going to always be the same.
No.
Because their bodies are different.
Yeah.
It's very intentional design, what
So-
you're after.
I love Jim Collins, and he wrote Built to Last, great, incredible author, business guy from way back in the day. But he used to call them BHAGs, like big, hot, hairy, audacious goals. So BHAGs were a big thing back in the day, and they talked about them. The problem is we set those big, hairy, audacious goals for our marriage. And I would say you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Set a goal, but then take a really, really small step. Like have a small step. Like let's boil this down to make it really, really simple. don't make it so complex
Mm-hmm.
that it just seems overwhelming and you just walk away from it and you say no.
Because
So
when it is overwhelming and when you feel like you're not going to meet that goal, you're gonna naturally default to what you've witnessed and what was
Yeah.
modeled for you when you were growing up.
and you got to
Yeah.
change that. You got to change the system. If you
Yeah.
want, if you want different goals, if you want to achieve what you're after, you can't rely on those old
No.
circumstances. It's
Because
just not going to work.
if you're trying to set new generational goals, like you and I, we're very, and we still are, very intentional about what we've modeled for our 4 kids. If you want to set those new goals, you're not going to get there with using, like, I'm going to go to a business term, an inherited system. Like if you used what you saw when you were growing up versus what I saw when I was growing up, neither one of them were necessarily healthy. And if we brought that into our marriage, our 4 kids, their marriages, their relationships would be failures if they were trying to model that after us.
My goal before we get into unpack, because I just thought of this, systems work. Whether you know them, it doesn't matter where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how long you've been married. It doesn't matter how old you are. Lucy, our sweet little 2-year-old, knows the system.
Yeah.
And her system is when I come to G and I grab him by the finger,
I'm going to get whatever I want.
he's going to get up and he's going to follow me wherever I want to
Yep.
go. Because she did this the other day. She come and grabbed me by the finger. We walked out and she wanted to go outside and go play around on the golf balls where my net is, where I hit golf balls.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to go play. So she grabs me by the finger, walks to the door, past the door, looks at me. And I'm like, got it.
Yeah.
Like even as a 2-year-old, no, she's not even 2.
Mm-mm.
So she knows there's a system. This is how I get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Systems work in a marriage. They work in relationships. They
Mhm.
don't have to be.
It doesn't have
they
to
don't
be
have to be
lofty,
complex.
huge. Yeah.
Well, and another one is even this, and this is hilarious, and I think it's hilarious and absolutely adorable. Thomas came in and said, "Hey, Lulu, it's time for bed." What's the first thing she did? She went and jumped on the couch.
Yeah.
Because she
y'all
knows
had to watch
here
some-
at this house, she doesn't do it at their house. She knows at this house, when it's time to get ready for night, which Daddy gave her her passy before we do. We don't give her a passy, but she knows you get your bath, you get your PJs, and you get your water, and then you sit there and we watch an episode of Bluey. Sometimes 2, but she knew. And she literally, Thomas had the remote in his hand and he went to Disney, and then he was doing whatever, and she said, "I want that one." And he was like, "Okay." And he looked at me. I was like, "Yeah, this is what we do."
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
But
no, it's not that
that's
at your
the
house.
evidence of a
But
system.
there's a system here.
And how effective and efficient it is, even
Mhm.
with a toddler.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're 37 minutes in.
Yeah.
We're talking about marriage. Let's get to unpack. How does this work? What are some practical things we can do
Yeah.
this week to try to even just start thinking about? Like, first off, I want to say this is a great conversation starter with your spouse to say, if you listen to it, let her listen to it, let him, whoever,
Mhm.
and then just say, let's sit down and have
Yeah.
a conversation.
Because
about
you
what are
have
our
got
systems.
to build this together.
Yes, this is not a one-sided thing.
No.
Yeah.
It's
You
not.
both have to figure out what it is, and this is a great conversation starter. But what are some things?
Well, first, I want for you to hear from our heart. Like, we're not here to set goals for you. We can't
Well,
do
and
that.
Our purpose is not to set goals. Either.
No, it's
No.
not. But what we're not going to have like inspirational quotes and like
Yeah.
posters for
I
you
do
to
love
print
those, though.
out.
Those are so
Like,
awesome.
we don't have that. But what we're here to do is to give you a framework to work toward together. The whole idea is together to build this kind of framework together, because if you have that as the backbone of your marriage, it truly does, it works. And we're not saying that we're perfect. Greg and I have never, ever, ever, ever said that we're like, we have the most
Dude,
perfect
we
marriage.
had
Like
hard conversations today.
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 And they weren't fun.
No, it was not pleasant.
Well, and it's also never going to be a one and done thing anyway. Like
No,
they're going
it's
to
not.
constantly be going on for the rest of your life.
No, it's not. So what are some things that our friends can do?
I would say 2 of my thoughts, and one of them is an absolute shameless plug. It's great to know where you start.
Yeah.
Right.
We have the baggage claim blueprint framework where you can
Mhm.
go on the website take the audit. It's free. It's like what, 20 questions, something like that.
Yeah,
Ish.
20-ish
Yeah.
questions.
It's incredibly accurate in my life. It is. And when I took it,
Mhm.
but it helps you understand where your friction points are.
Yeah.
Where are your tension points that create frustration for you as an individual, whether it may be
Mhm.
for your relationship with you and your spouse or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever that looks like. Take that, because if you're sitting here and you're like, I have no idea what that even means for me. I don't know where my tension points are. I don't know where my
Mhm.
frustration points are. Okay, then go take that. Learn about yourself. Find out what they are. That way you have a starting point to work with.
Right.
And then one other thing I saw that I thought would be very beneficial for this, and you can call it whatever you want, but and my brother actually does this in his marriage right now. But it's a Sunday sync.
Yeah.
Resync every Sunday. So take 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever that takes,
Mhm.
and just check in with each other.
Oh, that's a flashback to our first few
Yeah.
years of marriage.
I would say in that, like, I totally agree in the Sunday sync. Like, I think that's a huge
Mhm.
good end of the week, beginning of the week, great time to discuss.
We'd go to
Our
church.
format, like, have a form again.
Yeah.
Have a system for this and
Ours-
have a format for
we
what
had
you
a
want to
very
do.
set in stone system.
So we would say, I remember we would always sit down and go, what did we do? Like, what did
When
we
we go
jack
to
up
church,
this week?
we do lunch with all the children, and then we get everybody settled when Callie got old enough.
Yes. And then we would go to the grocery store.
We go to the grocery store and we sit down and have a coffee
We'd sit
because
down
it was
at
a coffee
Starbucks.
shop. Yeah.
And we walked in
inside.
that the other day, that Kroger, because we were
Yeah.
coming back, and I just looked at the
I was like,
things, made me
it pulled
heart.
in my heartstrings.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we would say, okay, what did we do good this week?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what were our
What worked?
wins?
Yeah.
What didn't work? Where did
Yeah.
we screw up? Where did we drop the ball? And so we would ask those questions. Then I would just
Then I would pull out the calendar of
yeah,
what everybody
hey,
had
what's
going
coming
on.
up, what's going on. And so we would get the business things, we called them, out
We
of
would
order.
plan our meals accordingly.
Yes. We got our meals for the next week, all
Uh-huh.
those. And then we would just be like, okay, did you feel loved this week?
Yeah.
Did you feel appreciated this week? Did you feel like you had everything you needed? Like, what could I do better? So then we started talking about the emotional, personal side of that. And we
Mhm.
did that every Sunday.
And then we'd go be silly in the grocery store.
Yes, and we would have fun.
Mhm.
And so it wasn't complex. It wasn't, sometimes they weren't long. The business part of our, the front part was pretty quick. And sometimes sometimes that conversation would continue. When we
Sometimes
got
I'd
up.
have to speed up because Callie would say, "I can't get the boys out of the creek," or like there would be things that would
Yeah, and then we would
just
just
like normal
continue
life. Yeah.
The emotional part of the conversation as we're shopping and walking through,
Yes.
going to get what we want. So I think Sunday check-ins are amazing. Have a system, have some questions. Don't just sit down and go, okay, let's sync together.
Are you okay? Good. Are you okay?
Yeah,
Good. And
like
then move
have
on.
some questions you
No.
ask each other.
Real questions.
Walk through those. Because again, if you want to just wait till your marriage falls apart, don't do any of this. Just cut this off, ignore this, just do your own thing, and then wait till it just kind of falls apart, and then there you go.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
I mean, honestly, it's easy to let it fall apart.
Yeah.
It really, yeah,
It
it's the
is.
easy
It's
thing.
easy.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Well-
work comes in as like where you really dig your heels in.
I think it's fair to ask this: be true with yourself, because many times we don't do that, and we've had episodes on that. So I'm not going into that.
Mhm.
Be real with yourself.
100%.
If it's true that every person that walks down the aisle has the same goal, we want the happily ever after. We want the till death do us part. Yet over 50% of the time, it doesn't work.
More
Yeah.
than that now, though.
Yes.
Which
like-
is sad.
3/4 of marriages now fail.
Yeah. Well, and especially your second marriage at 68%.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Don't
like,
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that is the case, what are you doing to fight against that trend?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all we're
Because
trying
the
to do.
reality is, if you're not doing something to fight against it, statistically speaking,
You're
you're
gonna
going
go
to be
in
a
there.
part of it.
Yeah.
100%.
So be real with yourself to say, okay, yeah, it's Sunday. That's my chill day. That's a day I don't want to do anything. Okay, well, is your marriage worth it?
Right.
Is the
100%.
person you're with worth it?
100%.
So do it.
So, anything else to add before we go? I want to say this. Like, baggage claim, we're at this really interesting point where we're at a crux where we're trying to move on. We're trying to get better cameras, get better audio, get better stuff. if you want to help us continue to do this, to continue to be better, go to Patreon. You can become a member on Patreon. You can go to our store at unpacktogether.com, buy some merch from the store. There's so many things, like you can just go to Buzzsprout. You can just support us. You can just straight up give us money just because you love us and just looks good. So you can do any of those things just to help us continue what we're doing. We're funding this out of our pockets. We're not making money out of this. We're not, and that's not the goal. Our goal is to help people have healthier marriages, healthier relationships. So go check us out, unpacktogether.com. What helps us is to like, subscribe, share, get those things out. The more listens, the more downloads, the more views, all those things we have helps us. So please do those. Thank you so much. We're continuing to growing. We're going to continue to record as long as we can.
Yeah, and I have a piece of good news.
Yes.
It's only 9 weeks till college football kicks off again.
Heck yeah.
So, as always,
Go
Dogs.